All right, here we go with the Rams pregame show, delivered by Little Caesars, the official pizza of the Los Angeles Rams. I'm JB, along with my buddies DeMarco Farr and Stu Jackson. Ricky Hollywood will join us momentarily. It is Week 5. We're at SoFi, and it's the first of 3 straight home games for your Los Angeles Rams, beginning with the 100th all-time meeting against the Green Bay Packers. The Packers can leave Lambeau. They can play the Rams here in California.
I didn't know that was possible. Did you?
Well, I don't know. I lost count. I think it was 4 times in 3 calendar years with trips to Lambeau. So this is a refreshing change of pace.
I thought it was a mandate that we freeze going to play the Packers.
Right, yeah. Early October, and the Packers are here. And look, guys, home game against Green Bay, and it's basically a gotta-have-it Sunday. It almost feels like a playoff game in October.
Why are we so afraid to say must-win? Is that bad? Is must-win bad? Because it is a must-win. I think every week's a must-win, but this is a must-win.
Math says it's must-win.
Math says it's must-win. I mean, you need one just to feel good about yourself, to get back on track, to erase what happened in Chicago. A lot of stink coming out of Chicago, a lot of things that needs to be fixed. So I couldn't wait to get to the field. I hope the players and coaches felt the same way. The only way to correct the wrongs is by playing another game, and here we are.
All right, well, why don't we start with finishing? Because that's kind of where we left Chicago, right? An inability to finish either plays, series, games. Stu, what did the coaching staff and the players have to say about the red zone execution in particular this week?
Well, that's the thing. That's ultimately what it comes down to. They were just harping on, they know they're capable of scoring in the red zone and converting those trips inside the 20 into touchdowns. It's just a matter of executing and owning your role. And we've seen that too, where when everybody's sharp and knows what they're supposed to be doing, good things happen. And so long as we see that, should turn things around.
I'm just going to play to my audience here. Just turn around and hand it off, right? Don't throw the football when you get inside the 20.
I mean, I wish it was that easy. Everybody would do it. But, I mean, look, when you're driving the ball in enemy territory, like on the road, down to the red zone, you're a pretty good offense. You just have to learn how to finish off drives. So the one thing that got me is you need more production, less dysfunction. So everyone needs to be on the same page. So this is all about how you practice during the week. Did you get all those questions answered so you can take it to the field and play fast on game day? I think that was the difference in Chicago.
In all seriousness, like when you hand it to Kyren or throw it to him, good things happen.
Yeah.
He's the only Ram with a helmet today who scored a touchdown this season. The other one belongs to Cooper Kupp, and good news, he may be coming back after the bye, it was reported today. But why not give Kyren or maybe Blake Corum more chances on short fields? That's where they thrive.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we all know that good things happen when Kyren Williams is getting the ball consistently. And really, in general, when this run game is keeping this offense ahead of the sticks and ahead of schedule, so they can get some opportunities, and there can be some consistency there with some efficiency in the run game. I think that'd bode well today.
I am geeked for that matchup, Kyren versus Josh Jacobs today. I mean, I know in the era of the devalued running backs, not on game day, both of these guys will tell the story.
Look, when the opponent promotes a fullback from the practice squad the day before they play you, what does that say about their game plan?
We're coming after your linebackers. We're going to blow you off the football. I mean, that's the other thing. I can't wait to see how Chris Shula calls this game today.
And so for me, I know I said earlier in the week I would love to see the Rams get the football first. That would mean Green Bay winning the coin toss, electing to defer, because it gives you the chance to get out on your front foot, to do what you haven't done all season, which is go down and get a game-opening touchdown. The Rams only have 6 points combined in the first quarter this season. That has to change today, and it seems like Kyren's the guy to do it.
I like it. Take the ball, go down and score. Put your defense on the field when they have a lead and let this young pass rush get after it. I think that is the strength of the defense, your young pass rush. Everything else flows through that. So what helps them? A lead. Let this team be an offensive-led football team and let the defense do what they do best, close on the quarterback.
That being said, you don't leave the Ferrari in the garage on a Sunday, and Matthew Stafford is going to spin it here today. And it seems like with each passing week, the targets that he's throwing to in the absence of Nacua and Kupp are becoming more and more ingrained in this system, namely Tutu Atwell these last couple of games, and certainly Jordan Whittington, the rookie, too.
Yeah, absolutely. With Jordan Whittington especially, the one thing I like about him and the way he's evolved, he went from somebody who was primarily being used in some of those run blocking situations to now they're trusting him as a pass catcher and getting him those targets in the passing game. So the fact that he can do both, I think bodes really well, and it is a really good sign for him as somebody this offense can count on with the pass catchers obviously being shorthanded due to injuries right now.
I told Coach Yarbs he's raising another one of those 6'1", 230-pound receivers that can block and do everything. Whittington's going to get the start tonight. I cannot wait to see him go and build off what he did in Chicago.
Look, there's nothing wrong with the formula of like steady diet, a running game downhill coming at you, and then throw it deep over the top to Tutu Atwell every now and again off hard play action. That's a nightmare for an opposing defense, even though Green Bay's been good at times in coverage.
What does Tutu do well? What's the reason he was drafted? The guy can absolutely fly. He can take the top off a defense, even if it's just a threat to hold those safeties so you can run the ball underneath. Great. I love having Tutu Atwell and guys of that ilk with that speed on the field.
But he's also proven he can use that speed to run the shallows, to run the crosses, to throttle it down, to snap it down, and to run the intermediate routes as well. And I think that's why he's taken this next step in his career. All right, let's get to the defense. I don't want to be like, do we have to? But that's kind of the month that it's been for the Rams. And here's a chance to turn it around. They've got some emerging pass rushers. We know this. We can talk about Versk and Fisk. They have to be better in coverage today, even without Green Bay having a couple of its top targets. But here's my deal. Given what they've shown rushing with 4, if I'm Jordan Love and I've got an MCL injury, the way you make today uncomfortable for me is putting me in known passing situations and making me worry about my knees when you got Versk and Fisk all around.
You earn the right to rush the passer, earn the right to get after Love. I 100% agree. I would keep him on the move. Now, he's pretty good throwing against the blitz, throwing against pressure. He's really good, as a matter of fact. But I'd be comfortable going into his strength to try to win this football game. But number one, you've got to take away Jacobs. You've got to take away the run game and make this a passing affair for Love.
You said earlier this week that you like what the Vikings did against him last week, kind of muddying his picture pre-snap. Do you see a version of that for the Rams, or are the Rams just going to do the Rams?
I mean, I like it. The Vikings had success against Love doing it. For this defense and the way it's constructed, I would do it to help with the guys that I have. The last thing I would allow another offense to do is have dead runs at my linebackers in the run game. We've seen what happens there. I think we understand what type of defense we have. So what you can do is line stunts, send those backers, dictate. Now, if you miss, you may give up a big play. So be it. They've already done it. But look, I would be more attacking than catcher's mitts today if I'm on defense.
Stu, I like the pattern from his running mate, Fisk. Couple of fumble recoveries, then creating a fumble of his own last week in Chicago.
Yeah, Fisk's motor is terrific. I know we already talk about Jared Verse's motor a lot, but we should be talking about Braden's as well. I know, DeMarco, you and I, when we were watching training camp practices especially, and one of the things that stood out was just his footwork especially, and just how constantly he's churning. And so he's someone who's really come along and is being a real spark for this pass rush especially.
I think we're learning what life without Aaron is like, or life, the other 30 teams that didn't have Aaron. I mean, another thing you can attach to his Hall of Fame career is what it looks like without you. But there's space, there's room, there's plays to be made, and some of these young guys are on the ascent.
We call him, what is it, Braden Verse or Jared Fisk now? What hybrid?
I like Braden Verse.
Okay.
It's the
we
Braden
just kind
Verse.
of merged their names
Yes.
between the horns earlier this week.
Those stunts, they're otherworldly. They talk to each other without looking. That's how you get great. I love that.
Just saw someone walk by with a Logan Bruss jersey. Made me realize happy birthday, Logan, today. Go out and have a great
birthday?
day. Yeah.
Oh, it's happy trip around the sun. Yes.
We call her Ricky Hollywood, and it's time for Erica Tamposi's rundown. Good afternoon.
Hey guys, thank you. So today I want to give QB1 his flowers. Matthew Stafford last week passed Eli Manning to move into the top 10 all-time in passing yards, so shout out to him. So you just talked about it a little bit with the defense, but the Rams defense needs to stop the Green Bay run game. Green Bay is second in the NFL with rushing yards per game, and Josh Jacobs leads the team with 329 yards. And lastly, as we're all sporting these amazing shirts, today is our crucial catch game. Andy Grammer is going to be performing during halftime, and we are going to have patients on the field ringing the bell to celebrate being in remission. Really exciting day coming up.
Awesome. Well said, Ricky. Thank you for bringing us up to speed. Back with DeMarco and Stu. Let's turn our attention now to the pass catchers for the Green Bay Packers. And a little bit of a gift because Christian Watson injured, won't play. Romeo Doubs apparently not happy with his role. Missed Thursday, Friday practice. Suspended. Won't be here either.
Wow.
Now, Jaden Reed has emerged as a true number one. So there's still plenty to worry about, including the tight ends of these Green Bay Packers. But the Rams need to have their best day in coverage to beat the Green Bay Packers today.
Doubs is mad, so he got suspended. That's walking because you're mad at the bus driver.
Well, pick your moment, too. This would be the week, wouldn't it, to step into a bigger role?
That's, well, good. Whatever hurts them helps us. But they have some great receivers. And the other guy we just talked about, Christian Watson got hurt on a hospital ball thrown by Jordan Love. So that's the hell and the heaven of love. He's great, but every now and then he'll wing one in there. A couple of picks as well, but this will be tough covering up. You're led by your pass rush. If they don't get home, your secondary is vulnerable. So, like I said, dial up the tempo, make Love get rid of it quick, and then come up and make as many tackles as you can.
The attention to Jaden Reed is something that I'm especially interested in because we know he's a dynamic playmaker down the field and capable of generating those explosive plays, but we also know that, especially on some of those jet sweeps and the different ways that Matt LaFleur likes to use him, that he's capable of making the plays with the ball in his hands in other ways as well. So he can stretch the field vertically and horizontally. It's going to be important to keep him in check.
Super twitchy. 6 feet, $170. You can jump out of the gym. Yeah.
And he's a threat to run the football as well. He leads all receivers in rushing yards this season. It's the perfect game to have Darius Williams back. And if there's a reason to give the Rams a pass defensively for their first 4 games, it's that they were without their best cover corner. What impact can he make today?
Well, look, if he's better than their second or third, you can man up with him and you can zone off the rest, and you can help guys that are struggling. You can keep a safety over the top of Trey White. So there's a lot of things you can do if you bring your best cover guy back to the field. And I think you're gaining some tackling, too, on the perimeter.
Oh, good call.
I think he's strong. I think he's a guy that knows the game. He's very experienced. So as long as that hamstring allows him to go 100% and he thinks he can open up, then great. I love having Darius Williams back.
I would say, too, just concept trigger recognition, like you said, experience, leadership, all things that, not that the secondary hasn't been without because there's still veteran talent in that group. But when you have somebody who's familiar with this system and scheme and they're back healthy and ready to go, that goes a long way.
All right, before we close it out, it is time for our delivery of the game, delivered by Little Caesars, official pizza of the LA Rams. We take a look at which player we all think will deliver today against the Packers. DeMarco gave me $5 before the show, so he goes first.
I did. I did actually give him $5. No, I'm going to go with Jordan Whittington. He's a guy that we keep talking about. We've talked about of him since preseason. If we gave out MVPs of preseason, he'd be the guy. And he's carried that over into the regular season. And he's also a core special teamer. He's going to get the start today at receiver. So he's one of those guys in the mold of Puka and Cooper Kupp. He can do just about anything, and he's a factor on 1st and 10 in the run game. So he got a taste last week. I thought he really showed improvement. Let's see if he can do it from the starting role today.
I'm going to go defense, and I'm going to go with Jared Verse. He had a couple of sacks wiped out last week against Chicago due to penalties. He's been very aware of some of those missed opportunities, knows what he has to do to convert those. I think this is the game where it clicks and it comes together, and he makes good on it.
I probably owe Erica $5, so let's go to her next.
Is it just 5, JB? I'm not sure about that. My player to deliver today is Tutu Atwell, and I want to see him in the end zone. But another player that just delivered is in between my hit. I checked my phone, and my baby brother just proposed to his longtime girlfriend. So congratulations, Anthony and Haley. I love you guys. So I'm super excited.
Amazing.
Yes.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Let's keep the good news rolling today. For Erica and for the Los Angeles Rams, I'm going to go back to the player we just talked about. It's D. Will for me. Welcome back to L.A. He had his best years in Horns. Cannot wait to see him out there in Royal and Soul again today. He's just the player the Rams need to plug into their secondary to get this defense and this season turned around. The bye week is next. Can you get back in contention? Can you get healthy? Can you get a win today against the Green Bay Packers?
No doubt. Thank you, Maurice. Oh, Stu.
Where is
happy to help.
He's in London. He's having tea.
Hey, we're changing things up, trying to find the right formula, the right solution. The Rams are too.
Yes, sir.
Let's see if the tinkering leads to the results we're all hunting up. For Erica, for Stu, for DeMarco, I'm JB Long. Thank you for being with us for our Little Caesars pregame show. Kickoff is coming up here at SoFi Stadium. It's week 5. It's the first of 3 straight home games at SoFi Stadium. Straddling this bye, they've got the Raiders and the Vikings on the other side. We'll wrap up this Rams pregame show delivered by Little Caesars with the Little Caesars Pizza pregame. Game time grub just got more rewarding. Click on the QR code at the bottom left of the screen and order in the app on game day to earn rewards. Kickoff 125. It's on CBS today. You can catch the radio broadcast on ESPN LA 710 a.m., Jack FM 93.1. Enjoy your Sunday, everyone. Hope it's a victorious one. Rams and Packers for the 100th time, Week 5 at SoFi.